POPAVIST made smoother than your smoothest criminal. Shamo, about that money, what we get into. Shamo, about that money, get residuals. Shamo.
Yes. Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes, though. Ooh la la. She go ooh la la. They go ooh la la. We go ooh la la. As we continue on. Ooh la la. Should never get old, though. I'm serious, like, now man. Looking for AMs like I lost a friend. Hop out of the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. POPAVIST TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, please come on in. Over here, we deal with the sports, hip-hop, interviews, Popavisms 101, and motivation. If that sounds like something you can rock with, then before you exit and hit stage left, kindly hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and go ahead and hit that notification bell. So when I upload the videos, you get alerted. Yeah. And if it's not your first time, thank you, but you know how we do. You know how I start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We in the end game. We in the end game, people, because about like 2 hours ago, I was in the gym getting my, you know what I mean? Yeah, workout on, staying out that washing machine. And when I tell you, like, going to the gym, in some cases, in some places, the gyms I have frequent, some of the shit is like going to the strip club. Like, you know what I mean? The shit you see in there, the outfits that you see, the women who come in there, this shit is like, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby. Like, yeah, it's that part. And you know, I'm a Scorpio, and Scorpios, we the best. So I'm being funny, I'm not. But today was crazy. I'm talking about, like, as a man, you know what I mean? We're gonna look like even the most religious people, because you forcing us to look like with the certain shit that you wearing. Even just going to the grocery stores, just, you know, it's empowerment. You shouldn't be looked at in a certain way. I get it. Not even gonna go back and forth because it's like hitting the wall. I'm not gonna do that. It is what it is. I'm just gonna speak from my side, my perspective, how I see it and how other men see it. You know what I mean? It's like we get it. Sometimes it's hot and the gym is cool. The point is, like, strippers, right? They get paid for what they do. A lot of them have drinks and smoke and do shit to be able to operate in those type of spaces. Got to get your mind right. You know what I mean? Then maybe after a while, like, you get that feeling, it becomes no feeling. You get numb to it, like, all right, this is what I do. But initially, you know what I mean? To break through the barrier of you just being like flesh and meat. And a whole bunch of niggas and even women now, you know what I mean? With the the gay community keep rising to the top more and more every day. So you got even to own your same sex, lusting and looking over you. But you know you going there for that. When you come to the gym or to the supermarket or certain places where you don't really want that type of attention, or maybe you do, you know what I mean? Maybe you do. But today it's like every time you bend over, you know what I mean, because of the shorts and the shit she was wearing, you could just see the whole box, like the lips on the box. Like, no exaggeration. I'm not trying to gross you out. I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like, every time you bend over to take a little weight, then you got 5 pounds in your hand. You're not really coming to fucking work out. Like, you come in there to do that type of shit. You trying to cause a distraction. Like Jada said, you trying to cause a distraction. But we off that. It just shocks and amazes me sometimes. But it's like Kanye said, she got that ass. I got to look sorry. But really, we not sorry. we just gonna keep looking. You know what I mean? If that's what you put out there, and if you feel some type of way, oh well, what should I do? Like, put blinders on? Men should just not go to the gym no more? You come in there like that, you know, you working out, it's sweaty, it's money, you know, it's tight areas. So when you do certain movements and shit, like, yeah, you know, you right there. Like, you know what I mean? 1 and 2 2 into 1 and work those hips in 5 and 6. And, you know what I mean? Like, keep it going to the bends and stretch, keep it going to the bend. Like, you stretching and working it out. Got your whole box out for the world to see. And that shit just is crazy. Crazy. Shit crazy. But we also in the end game. Because, you know, while I was coming from the gym, you know, I rolled by, you know, where the young lady was killed at, unfortunately. The young woman, Shanice Young, you know what I mean, who was killed by her ex, baby, who turns out they say he was the father of the unborn child. So he actually killed her and the child, his own child. You know what I mean? I don't think the other 2 kids that she has was by her. But again, rest in peace, you know, to their family. You see your father on the news. But they caught the nigga, you know what I mean? Like, finally they caught him after 5 days of being Noriega. Now we on the run eating. And, you know, I was a little upset about it. I'm still upset because it's like, shouldn't even be on the run for that long. Like, you know what I mean? When something like that happens, you know, civilians, people that's not of the streets, yeah, y'all need to work with the authorities and get people like this off the street because they're a danger to everybody. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. But, you know, also because it's like, you know who the baby father is. You know who he is. So it shouldn't really take you that long to track him down. Nonetheless, they tracked him down. You know, they poking their chests out. The officers like, yeah, we second to none and woo, and and they got him and it's good. But the thing is, they said he got 17 other cases. Like, you know what I mean? Or prior cases, like straight menace to society. Like, you know what I mean? And then, you know, you start to ponder the other things. You know, even though this is a tragic situation, like this is horrific, it's tragic, it's unthinkable. And again, it's like, oh, but you're black and you can talk about slavery, but then what do we do to each other? We do the worst, most heinous shit to each other that I've seen. I didn't live back there. My life wasn't at that time. So I can't tell you about, what they used to do to us. I could tell you what niggas is doing to other niggas now. Yeah, I could tell you all about that because since I've been here, that's all a nigga been witnessing. You know what I mean? So yeah, that part. But, you know, when you see the other channels in the manosphere and YouTube, black YouTube and shit, I've been in these YouTube streets still, and I'm running through these YouTube alleyways. And it's been almost a year that we've been doing that. You know what I mean? 1 year anniversary coming up. You know what I mean? Big things coming. And you just, you taking the other side of like, when you mess with certain type of men, the women that is, or fellas, when you deal with a certain type of woman, you know what I mean? PJ Washington, yeah, niggas like you, and other niggas that deal with certain women like Brittany Renner, you know what I mean? And we've seen these stories over and over. Just got to choose better. I could go on and on about the Pookies and the Ray Rays, and you know what I mean? But I'm just not going to do that now because we already know that. Right. We already know that when you deal with certain type of niggas or women, these are some of the things that can happen. You can get clowned, you know what I mean? And that's the best case scenario. In this case, this is the worst case scenario where domestic violence, some whack ass, lame ass nigga comes back and do the unthinkable. You know what I mean? I'm just wanting to know where he was hiding at. Because they say he was up in the Bronx somewhere, you know what I mean? Hiding out, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, best friend or not, I can't harbor no friend or no family members that do some shit like that. I don't give a fuck how mad you is, how much you in your feelings. Don't knock on the kid door talking about you need to hide out. And I see you on some news for some crazy shit like that. Nah, can't rock with that. Can't rock with that. That's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? Certain things are forgivable, certain things you can try to understand, you know what I mean? And, I can see if the circumstances, this is what they saying anyway, this is allegedly, right? That it wasn't just him shooting it out with somebody else in crossfire, you know what I mean? Trying to get at the new boyfriend, you know what I mean? And that's a whole another story as well, you know what I mean? And I'm going to let that be. I'll talk about that in another other video on some of the things we should and then shouldn't do in my humble opinion. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with relationships and kids and all that, time frames, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like he was banging it out and then in the crossfire. Then it could be like, man, you was fucking that reckless, but you still, it wasn't purposely. They saying, oh no, niggas spent back, came back, and then shot 3 times and hit her once. So it was like, nah, you meant to do that. You wanted to do that. And that's what makes you even lower than the lowest of the low and the scum of the earth. You know what I mean? I hope you get 1,000 years for some shit like that. And it is what it is. Let's move on, though. You know how it be. In the news, when they got to talk about some wild shit, then transition. But you know what it is. We're going to talk about the New York Football Giants. Because, football is back. And we deal with sports, hip-hop, interviews, popavisms 101, and motivation. You know what I mean? I told you, I just came from the gym. And so, my bum-ass Giants will be in full display tonight. I'm not betting with the Giants. In fact, we won money on Sunday. Even though we did bad this week for opening week of football, I'm not going to lie. We did horrible, but we are going to redeem ourselves, and we're going to be like Batman in the Dark Knight and rise up. You know what I mean? Still won, though. Still won. With that being said, Thursday night, kickoff week 2, Giants on the road at Washington. You know what I mean? Football team. Washington is giving 3.5. Saquon Barkley, they had him as listed questionable. Now he gonna play 5 days, just coming back. How effective will he be? Daniel Jones, L. Trashington, the most turnovers in the NFL in the last 2 years. Even my little cousin, shout out to my cousin Buddy, me and him was on the bat line earlier, texting back and forth. He like, yeah, man, the Giants is trash. And I'm like, they L. Trashington. Super trash, sprinkle the moist dessert on them niggas. And I hate to, I'm New York, you know what I mean? I got 100 gigs, 100 clips. Nigga, I'm from New York, but the New York teams is trash. It is what it is. I wish that we wasn't trash, you know what I mean? Even though now we got Brooklyn and Harden and them boys, you know what I mean? Yankees always been stellar. And Buffalo now is looking tight good, you know what I mean? Anyway, 3.5 road dogs. The over and under is 41.5. I like Washington money line and the under. That's my prediction for the night. I like Washington to win, and the reason why I like them, I don't think they're gonna lose 2 games at home. Chargers are a better team than the Giants. And yeah, Denver is better as well, but the Chargers and Denver's in the same division, so they both, that whole division won. So I think Washington will pull it out, maybe something like 17-10 or 9, you know what I mean, or 21-17, something like that. You know what I mean? Something under the score. Also, real quick, because I told y'all, the Verzuz with Ja Rule, Fat Joe. A lot of people got Ja winning, you know what I mean? And if you follow the channel and you're not, just tuned in, you've been rocking, then when it comes to these Verzuz and these, these entertaining, spectacles, if you will, I always really had no winner or loser. Because it's like, how could you really win on a battle that's not really a battle? Can't really win. However, because of what Jada and them did, yeah, it's like a winner and loser now. It kind of like really is, even though it's still like it's not really not, because it's all based off opinion. That's number one. Whose songs you like more or the other, you know what I mean? Whether in this case it was Fat Joe and Ja, if you like more of the smoothed out on the R&B tip with the little bit of new edition, like, you know what I mean? And I like the songs too, so I'm being funny. But if you like that, as opposed to the little more rugged with a little R&B twist, because Joe got them type of smoothed out songs too, and he did them last night. It all really what you like more. Now the showmanship, you can say, nah, Ja was all over the stage, and also the execution of when you play the songs. And like I said, like when he did the Pac joint, I think he did like the Mary J joint. It came off as like, those are not good songs to do after Joe did the songs that he did. So, but performance-wise, obviously, knowing the lyrics, singing the lyrics, which you should know, these are your lyrics. I get it. You should be performing. And when you look on the live that they did, on Fat Joe Live the day after, him, Remy, Joe, they all had the same sentiment of, they glad that shit is over. Like, that shit was weighing on them, like, cause, you know, it's pressure. It is. Now that Jada and them did that, and then Jada already did with Fab, so this was his second time, and, you know, the Rick Rosses, you know, and the Jeezys, you know, they had their verses, and they was in the same place, but it wasn't like these last two verses. I guess maybe it's in Madison Square Garden, maybe because it's all four, you know, the last two was New York artists, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, that feeling, yeah, New York in the house, it's Brooklyn in the house, Staten Island in the house, yeah, that part, like, you know what I mean? So maybe that's why I had that feeling. But, you know, back to the songs and the verses, I still got Joe winning. You know what I mean? I had him winning before. If you will, winning is in parentheses, because not really no winner or loser. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh yeah, Ja did well, because his stage presence was good. He was, you know, doing the lyrics, and, you know what I mean? You just hear the track in the back. Obviously, Joe had a lot of his songs playing in the back. But again, I'm giving him the edge, and the reason why is like, look, right after Shanti come out and do her first song with Ja, he like, yeah, come over here now, come over to the real one, the real side. And then they did their song, and even though Ja wrote the hook, you still, you know, that's still his hit. You know what I mean? So that's like, boom. I thought that was super dope. Then she went back to the other side, like, oh, this is where it started. And, you know, every little thing that you do, like, you know what I mean, is fire. And, you know, at the end, obviously, you bring Jada out from I'm From New York. I thought that was super dope, super fire. I failed to mention that yesterday when we was talking about the verses, doing our little recap. But that was super fire. And, you know, it's scripted. You know what I mean? That's again. So this shit is like getting better and better. You know, you bring, I know that it had to be scripted. Like, yo, I'm going to do Shanti. Then, oh yeah, you might as well just do your song. Then, oh yeah, you're going to do your song. So you getting 3 songs. You getting super airtime. And then the outfit she had, y'all seen the clip I put up, super fire, obviously. Some people was like it was inappropriate. And, you know, back again, that she looked better than a little Mo and all. I thought all of them looked good. You know what I mean? You know, haven't seen them in years. Obviously, you see Lil Mo, and I've seen Ashanti. You know what I mean? Seen her in person, actually, out in L.A. But, you know, the Vitas, and, you know, haven't seen her in a while. But she always been slim and, you know, petite, small little woman. And so, you know, I didn't really get that part when people was, you know, trying to put them against. And obviously, Remy was like, she hollered at her. You know, Lil Mo, that is, I guess they feel some type of way, that Fat Joe said, that even though he apologized and said he was in his feelings and in the moment, you know what I mean? And again, I told you, I'm not really shocked and amazed by that. I was more pissed off by the Hermes and all that Louis shit and pushing that culture, when we should be pushing some other shit, you know what I mean? On the bat line to the people. We need to plug into the matrix on some other shit, you know what I mean? But we gonna close out with this real quick, because I know, you know, niggas is still catching up. I get it. And I hear niggas is using my lines before I get a chance to shine on my own shit on the other channels. When I was in Harlem yesterday on 40th and shit, and, you know, I'm coming through with, you know what I mean, on the bike life. And so I said, you got to keep your head on the swivel or you're going to get your shit knocked off riding in the streets. New York streets is ugly. But, you know, homie from over there, and I don't know his name, you know what I mean? I didn't get his shit. But he was like, yo, I check your videos and woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, oh, I turned around like, oh, word? Like, you know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, you know, I had seen you on the corner and shit one time, and you had the cozy soles on. Cozy soles. You know, all the fly slippers and all that. You know, I've been around the world and I with my joints. Like, no, seriously, like, been around the world. Like, we like it, like all over, you know what I mean? With the cozy soles, to the visit, to the airport, to the dance floor, to the club, to the beach, like on the boat, all that shit, like for real, you know what I mean? Posing up with the jail flicks with the cozy soles on. So he like, nah, I recognize you. You gave me a card and woo, advertise, you know what I mean? And since then I've been checking. I'm like, oh yeah, that's love right there. You know what I mean? Appreciate you. And I know people gonna catch up, especially people gonna be like, oh shit, this nigga was talking about me. Like, oh, I been told y'all niggas I was talking about y'all. May not say your name, but you might want to tune in. You know what it is. It's your boy, POPAVIST. You're now tuned in. POPAVIST TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.